Does what it is, what is up. Welcome to 8 Up with 8-Bit. I'm Ryan Campbell, reminding you that Kellogg's Corn Pops is a part of a complete breakfast. Probably the same way that this bowl is a complete part by holding the Corn Pops, and the spoon, it couldn't be a complete part of a breakfast if you didn't have this to bring the Corn Pops to your mouth. So, I'm a big Corn Pops fan. Gotta have my Pops. What? Out of my Kellogg's Corn Pops? How could this happen? Stay calm. Like sweet popcorn, there's never enough and you always want more. Spoonful after crunchy spoonful. Why, oh why do cereal boxes have to run out of cereal? I want my Pops and can't have them. Ah! What am I going to do? Well, I guess I'll just have to put it on the grocery list and get some next time I make a Target run. Hey. All right, so this is the 4th episode, so it's time to get the Nintendo red light glowing and play through a game called Rush and Attack. Rush and Attack. So this game right now, here we are in late February, and in late February, this game on average, I'd say about $11. Very fun. It's a Konami game. Takes roughly around 20 to 30 minutes to play it all the way through. Very basic. I enjoy this game for many reasons, with one of those being when I was younger, there was a community center that had the Rush and Attack, that had a Rush and Attack arcade that I spent a few good quarters in, and then also as well I had a childhood friend who had the game Rush and Attack as well that I remember going over to his house and playing, and that was one of the games that I always wanted to play first because even though it was such a common game, I didn't have many other, or I really didn't have anybody else that had the game. So a lot of fun, but again, I'm not going to be doing a speed run or expect a perfect run. However, today could be that day, but I'm not going to be doing any commentary during this run, and I'm also going to be recording off of the CRT TV behind me. So apparently I was one adapter off of properly recording a CRT TV to a computer and then also a game capture. It's obviously it's all hindsight. However, I'm going to do my best to go ahead and square up on the TV, give you a great picture. Hopefully you'll get some good sound, and just watch the playthrough. A lot of time, I won't say a lot of times. Yeah, I will say a lot of times. So a lot of times there's so many people I see on not just YouTube, and this is just regards to other people in collections. I see how much time, I see how much effort that goes into building a collection, and the time and the energy and everything else. But at the same time, how much do you play? How much time do you have to play? Not to mention, a lot of these people, how are they even good at gaming? Obviously, they're good at getting the games, or finding the rare games, or the hunt. But I guess that's just kind of my challenge. Are some of these other people are they legit? Are they legit at playing the games, or are they hot garbage? Legit, hot garbage. Legit, hot garbage. Either or. Or maybe they're just mediocre, which, hey, who knows? But it comes to one of the future episodes, what would you like me to play? Or do you have any good advice in regards to capturing CRT TVs that isn't already out there with YouTube videos? So I appreciate your comments, and anything to help. I'm obviously open-minded. What do you want to see me play? I've got plenty of games. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Catch 8 Up with the 8-Bits on the 8th. That is the 8th, 18th, and 28th of the month. All you have to do is remember the 8s. I appreciate you watching.
you.